Okay, it is 1 o'clock. Hopefully everyone can hear me. I think we will, in the interest of time, go ahead and get started because I know we have a lot of information to cover. My name is Sandra Hodson. I am the Director of Communications for ABOG. So I want to welcome everyone who is on this webinar event. Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to answer questions you may have during this session. This specific webinar is on QE applications and deadline reminders for PGY4s and fellows. Just a few quick reminders. Everyone's microphones should be muted already, but if it is not muted, if you could do that, we appreciate it. And chat functionality is also disabled at this time. We will start out today's session by having our panelists review some key points and highlights on this specific topic regarding QE applications and deadline reminders. After we share some information, we will then enter into an open Q&A portion for this event. And at that time, you will be able to submit questions using the Q&A tool that should be available at the bottom of your screen. Just type your question into the Q&A field and we will respond to each question as they come in. You can choose to submit your question anonymously if you would like to do that. Please remember to keep your questions general in nature. If you have a question about a specific situation, a specific individual, resident, or fellow, please email that question to exams@abog.org, and one of our staff members can assist you in that way. At the end of the open Q&A session, if anyone has a question that they would like to voice, rather than send it using the Q&A tool, please use the raise your hand function, also located there at the bottom of your screen. And when you raise your hand, I will enable your microphone, which will allow you to unmute and ask your question. And finally, just like our other webinars, this event is being recorded. The link to access it will be emailed this week to everyone on this call and to those who could not attend as well. On that note, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen here, and I'm going to introduce our two panelists for today. They are Mary Johnson, who is our exams delivery coordinator, and Cariel Apodaca, who is our exams manager. And they are going to talk about our various topics today. I am going to share my screen at this point so that we can begin going through some slides that we have available to share with you. And Mary is going to discuss these slides, the information in them. And Mary, when you need me to, just let me know to move on to the next one and I'll scroll along, okay? So we will go ahead and begin, sorry about that, on this first slide. And I'll let Mary take it away.
Okay, thank you, Sandra. Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning if you're on the West Coast. What I'm going to talk about today is the qualifying exam application process. It is an online process for everyone who is meeting the requirements to apply. The applications did go live last week on the 17th of September. The applications opened. The deadlines, as you can see, are listed for the next 3 months regarding the application process. So we do recommend that you do speak to your residents or your fellows, encourage them to complete the application process online by the first deadline of the 19th of October. That way they can avoid the late fees that are listed below. Okay, Sandra, if you could go ahead to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Once the applicants complete the application online, once they are approved, they will receive a notification by email instructing them on how to make their site reservation with Pearson VUE. It will actually guide them to their ABOG portal, and they will be able to get the information to go online and schedule with Pearson VUE. There was a small issue that was preventing registration, but we have been informed by Pearson VUE that that is now corrected and candidates can now go ahead and schedule their site. We do recommend that candidates go ahead and schedule as quickly as possible once they've been approved, as the sites are on a first come, first served basis, and they want to go ahead and get their site location scheduled. You might have a resident or a fellow that have completed training in more than one program. If so, they will not have the application to complete on their ABOG portal if we have not previously confirmed their prior training. That means that anybody who has done training in more than 2 programs will need to make sure that the information is correct in our system with the correct dates and documentation of completion of the first training. The documentation can be that the program director from the first program logs into their portal and completes the verification of training form if it's available and all the information is correct. If that information is not correct and the dates are not correct, we do recommend that you contact us at the ABOG office and we can walk you through the process of getting the information correct in our system. And then we can guide you on getting documentation to us so we can get that confirmed in our system. But again, a candidate, your resident or your fellow, if they do log in, they do not see the application and they feel that they should have it, they should contact us and we can walk them through this process. Okay, Sandra, if you'll go to the next one, please.
Mm-hmm.
So if a candidate for an exam would like to request some sort of accommodation for their test site on the day of the exam, we do ask that they submit their request to us in writing. They can send it to exams@abog.org. If they are simply requesting the additional 30 minutes of time for lactation purposes, they do not need to provide us documentation. They can just email us their name and their ABOG ID number and that they are requesting the additional 30 minutes for lactation, and we will get that process through for them. If the accommodation is for something other than the lactation, they are required to provide us documentation to support the request. Anything from a letter from a physician outlining and supporting the reason for the request. And then we will have that reviewed and the accommodation approved if allowed. Once the candidate receives notification from us that their accommodation has been approved, they will receive instructions on how to schedule with Pearson VUE to allow for the accommodation. They should not schedule their site online until they've received the information on how to do so with the added accommodation. They are not able to schedule with any kind of accommodation in the online process. They do actually have to work with the accommodations team at Pearson VUE. So you do want to inform your residents or fellows if they think that they need to have this accommodation, they do want to email us as quickly as possible so we can get that process through for them. Okay, we'll go to the next one for me, Sandra.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding FLS for residents, once a candidate has applied for the exam, if we have not received documentation of their completion of FLS at this time, they will receive a task on their ABOG portal where they can upload the certificate of completion and we will be able to process that through. If a candidate feels that they are not going to be able to complete the FLS process by the December 18th deadline, that will not be an issue. The candidate will be allowed to continue the application process and be approved, and we will work through them. We have actually outlined this information in the 2021 bulletin for the specialty qualifying exam, allowing candidates to continue through the process and to take the exam if they are unable to complete the FLS process. I do recommend that they review that information in the bulletin, and if they have any further questions regarding it, they should contact the board office and we will be able to walk them through that as well. Residents not yet completing training but are going ahead and completing FLS in their PGY3 year, if they have a certificate and complete it, they can actually email that to us at fls@abog.org. as they will not have a task to upload the completed certificate until after they apply for an exam. So if they do complete it in their PGY3 year and they want to go ahead and get the certificate to us, they can email it to us at fls@abog.org and we will get it processed through for them. Okay, you'll go to the next one, Sandra.
Mhm.
All right, moving on to a quick little note regarding the 2020 specialty QE results. I know folks are wanting to know when that information is going to be released. The candidates will be receiving notification of their result by September 30th of 2020. Candidates will have their results posted on their ABOG portal. If a program director has not yet completed the administrative task of verifying their resident or fellow on their training, they will need to complete this process before we can release the result to the resident or fellow. We recommend that you check with your program director to see if they have completed the verification of training forms for their residents or their fellows. They can do this by logging into the program director's personal ABOG portal, and they will see an administrative task tab, and they will click on that to complete the residency training forms and the fellowship training forms as well. If they have any questions regarding the information that they are seeing there, again, we ask that they contact us at exams@abog.org, or if they would like to call us directly, that would be helpful as well. We'd be able to walk them through the process. The program performance reports for the 2020 examinations will also become available no later than October 31st of this year. These reports will be able to be found in the My Files section on the program's ABOG portal. And Sandra, if you'll go to the next slide.
Sure. Actually, and I do want to just note to folks on the webinar, I am seeing questions come in, and I just want to make sure you know we are seeing your questions, and we will get those questions answered at the end of this presentation. Okay.
Okay. And as she just said, at this time, we can answer any of the extra questions that we have that we've received.
Okay. Let me go ahead and I'll get to the first question that came in from someone. And the question is there any way you as a coordinator can go into the website to check the status of them signing up for the exam?
Okay. Actually, we do understand that in our previous system, the coordinators could go in and would be able to see that the candidate had applied for an exam, and we are working with our IT department to make that update to our new system. So we will be getting that information available to them as quickly as possible to allow coordinators to make sure. I know it makes it a lot easier for the coordinator to be able to go in and confirm if all of their residents or fellows have completed the process. So yes, we are working on getting that information made available in the residency and fellowship systems as quickly as possible.
Okay, next question. So ABOG is not being notified directly of a resident pass-fail status for FLS?
We are receiving information, but we wanted to make the ability for the candidate to upload as well to get that information into the system. But yes, we are receiving those and we'll be working on processing those through as well.
Kind of a similar question with respect to FLS. Do residents have to submit their FLS certificate themselves? Does FLS do this for them?
They will not, the FLS agents will not send us a certificate specifically. So the resident will be able to submit their FLS certificate online when the task becomes available. And actually when they do that, that will actually keep the record certificate in our system as well. So it's probably better for them if they would like to go ahead and upload that completed certificate so it's on record in they'll be able to see it in the My Files section on their ABOG portal page.
Okay. And one more question that has come in. Can you address the add/maintain residence task in the coordinator dashboard? I updated all of my residents, yet it still shows as pending.
Right. And that is actually going to remain pending. We allow that status to remain pending to give you the opportunity to go in at any time to edit a individual's record or change a date if you need to. So if you have updated them and the information is correctly listed in the system, then you don't need to do anything further unless you have to edit an individual's time that they're completing training or anything with their dates or their status. So we leave that as pending for you to have that opportunity.
All right, and one more question just came in. Can coordinators upload certificates on behalf of residents?
The resident gives you the ability to log in and upload on their personal ABOG portal if they want to give you their ABOG ID and password. You could do that. Otherwise, the only other option for a coordinator to upload a certificate is to email it to us at fls@abog.org. But if it's done in that process, it will not remain in the My Files section for the resident to be able to see. So we do recommend that the resident actually upload it so the record is in their file.
Okay. That is all the questions that have come in so far. I'm going to give it a few minutes. So if anyone has any other questions they would like to submit, please feel free to do so in the Q&A tool. Oh, there's one that just popped up. If a resident is having trouble accessing their portal, how should we direct them?
Good question. If a resident does not have access, they should contact us directly. We'll be able to provide them, once we confirm information with them, we'll be able to provide them their ABOG ID number and reset their password. We have found that sometimes the firewalls are blocking a password reset if it's done online. So it is easier if they contact us directly at the board office, and we can reset their password and give them their temporary password over the phone, and that way they can reset it at that time.
And again, that email address, you guys probably have it, but just in case, it's exams@abog.org if anyone would like to send in any need for assistance or request for assistance on anything at all, including password resets. A question also came in just now. Will ABOG send a notification when that task to upload the certificate becomes available?
That's a good question. From what I've been told, our IT department has informed us that the task will become available when the candidate's application has been approved. So when they receive the notification that their application has been approved and instructions on how to schedule with Pearson VUE, they will also see the task to upload their FLS certificate.
Okay. Another question. The website and the bulletin have different deadlines. One says October 18th and the other October 19th. What is the actual deadline?
The actual deadline is October the 19th.
Okay. So thank you for pointing that out. We will get that corrected. I appreciate the person who pointed that out. Another question. My program director's dashboard keeps saying she has an admin task that needs attention, sign training affidavit. But when she clicks on it, there's nothing to sign. Does this mean the recent graduates will not get the results?
If you log in on the program's portal and check the status of your residents who just completed training, if their training is noted as being verified, then everything should be in order for somebody to receive their result. If their training has not been verified, it will say that on the program's portal page. If you still continue to have an issue or a question, we recommend that you contact us at the board office and let us know, and we will research why there's an issue with the portal and the administrative tasks. But you should be able to confirm that your residents their training has been verified. If it has not, then your program directors, if there's continue to see something, not see anybody there, but you don't have them verified, please contact us at the board office so we can get that straightened out for you.
So if I can just add on to what Mary, to what you just said. So the answer is, like Mary said, if there's nobody there, and there should be because their training is not shown as verified, then absolutely contact us. But I think it's important to note that that task, kind of like the add maintain residence, is meant to last permanently and will not go away. The program directors will always see that task. As we talked about a little bit earlier, you may have a resident or a fellow who transfers to a different program, and your program director needs to be able to sign off on that as well. And so that task is there just in the chance that you need it. But if there's nothing there to sign, then there's no further action required at this time.
Okay, thank you both. Does anyone have any other questions? Oh, here's one. Can there be a completed option included for our task? It's confusing. If I understand that question correctly, I believe there is within the portal a box at the top of your task list where you can actually click on that, and it'll enable you to either hide completed tasks or show them, so that you can kind of filter and see what you have completed versus what you have not. And Carrie or Mary can correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I haven't looked at it in a bit, but I think there's an option that allows you to click on the box and enables you to see tasks that you have completed, and then unclick it, and it shows you all the tasks, including both tasks that are pending and tasks that are completed.
So
right, you are correct. Sandra. There is a hide completed task next to the administrative tasks statement on their portal. And if they click that, it will hide the ones that have been completed. But the add and maintain residence will continue to stay pending to allow the opportunity for coordinators to go in and make a change to a date if necessary.
Okay, so that I think addresses, there was another question that just popped up. Should add/maintain residence be pending?
Right.
Okay.
Yes, and that will remain pending to allow coordinators to go in and edit a date if necessary.
Okay. And we got someone who has said to the two of you, thank you so much. So on behalf of ABOG, I will say you're very welcome. And then there's another question or comment that came in. I do not see my graduated residents to confirm their training affidavit.
All right, just to confirm, if you're referring to your residents that just finished and you've advanced your residents, they may have already advanced off. So if they're not there, we can confirm that their training affidavit has already been processed through, because they would not roll off of the system until that has been confirmed. But if you do have a further question regarding that, please give me a call and I will walk through that with you.
Okay. Another question, are we still able to see our graduates in the system? I think you just maybe.
Again, the system will not continue to list all of them if they've completed and you've advanced your residents.
Okay. One more has come in. We've had a couple more thank yous. Another question. I have advanced my residents 3 times, but they are still pre-July 1 PGY1. How do I make this work?
On that one, I'm going to defer to having the program coordinator give us a call so we can see if there's an issue in the system and why they're not advancing. Typically, what the process is that you should make sure that you enter all of your new residents first, and then go through the advancing residents or process, and that way everybody will advance correctly with the correct years. But if you are not getting something advanced, please email us and let us know. We'll take a further look at the system and see why you are not, your residents are not advancing.
Yeah, I would say yes, because this same individual says all 4 years are not advancing. So it sounds like that may require either an email or a telephone call, perhaps, to you, Mary. Okay, so feel free to contact Mary here at the office, and she can help you through that and make sure that gets done. Another individual has a question. I have advanced my PGY4s from 2019-2020, but they are still listed. Will they eventually be removed for the maintained program residence list?
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Once everything is updated and results are released, they will roll off the list.
Okay. And then the same individual who's having trouble advancing says, my new ones were entered as 0, they advanced, and then none of the rest did. So definitely, I would say if you would contact Mary here at the office via telephone, Mary, right? Is that accurate? You could help her resolve that issue.
Right. A phone call in this situation will be the easiest way to resolve the problems.
Okay, we got a couple more thank yous, and that individual said she will be giving you a call, Mary. Thank you.
Great.
Okay. Does anyone have any other questions at all about anything related to this topic or any portal questions? I'm not getting any more questions coming in. Cariel, did you have anything that you wanted to add or add to this topic at all?
No, I mean, I think Mary did a great job on this. I think that was a great summary of everything. Really appreciate everybody's attendance, and we'll make sure that we get this recording out in case there's any questions. And if anybody has any questions we didn't answer, please contact us. But I think Mary did a really good job.
All right. Well, I will echo that. Thank you so much to all of you who attended this webinar. Just a reminder, we do have on our website previously recorded webinars. And so you can find that, I believe, under the program resources tab along the top of our website. But if you have any questions about locating that page, feel free to email us at communications@abog.org, and we're happy to share that link with you so you can get directly to that page. But again, thank you so much to all of you. Thank you, Mary and Cariel. We're getting a couple more thank yous in. So we appreciate everyone, and we will be talking to you again soon. Be sure you look out for more emails about upcoming ABOG webinars. Thank you.